first. I was on almost every plane ride with you, in every car, in every house, well maybe not the apartment, but my sisters and I, we were around when he was creating this thing, and he was non-stop with the writing. On planes at like 7 a.m., he had the little tray down, writing. He started off with a computer, and then he transferred over to handwriting because he found out that his writing was better that way. So not only the mental work that went into this, but the physical work that went into it is mind-blowing. And I'm a pussy, so I know how your brain works. And it's like, when you're, another plane reference, when you're flying into a city and you look over the city and there's millions of roads, that's Christopher's brain. Like, so many different trails, so many different roads to go down. But thank God for writing, and thank God that we get a glimpse into your experiences and to what you have to say about leadership, because not only are you one of the best leaders I get to follow, but you just carry so much wisdom about leadership, and thank you for giving us a little glimpse. I'm excited to read it. I'm going to read just about this is page 9, and the subtitle is Yes Ma'am. So what exactly did you say yes to? What is normal in ministry life? When God called you into His ministry, what did that really mean? I have every intention of filling this book with tons of logistical and practical information, but only after we've answered this question. Social media can make this question sticky. Social media has made the young ministry life look like a glamorous, conference-filled existence. Many see full-time ministry as the road to the perfect marriage, perfect kids with the coolest names, and tons of Instagram followers who love and support everything you say. Ministry life is equated with the glow on Moses' face, forgetting he came off the mountain to a golden calf. Many people subconsciously agree with what I thought ministry would be when I started leading our youth group. Maybe you've never said that out loud or even consciously put that thought together. But let's be honest, leadership seems synonymous with success and some type of exposure. I remember playing into that mindset for too long and bringing the wrong expectations into ministry. I remember being more depressed as I left big church conferences than when I arrived, even though the intention of that conference was to build me up. I remember leaving more services wanting to quit than thanking God for what He had done in our youth. God had placed so many mentors and leaders in my life, but I allowed them to become standards to compare myself to. It's a tough reality to face. So what happens when you quickly start to realize ministry is a lot more than the 30 to 35 minutes of speaking? What happens when the crowd doesn't respond the way you want them to? What happens when your leader doesn't support you the way you wish? Or someone leaves the church because of you? Or you're hit with so much spiritual opposition that you have a hard time getting out of bed? What happens when the glow runs out and you have to deal with the golden calf? What happens when you realize this isn't what you thought you said yes to? Even in the midst of all that reality, I believe ministry life is the greatest calling a man or woman can ask for. I do believe the ministry calling, when handled correctly, opens doors of influence that stretch farther than our eyes can see. I believe serving God's house faithfully will get as He designs for us a life that no man can tear apart. I believe all of that and more, but not as a result of the ministry life. No, I believe those things happen because the church leaders within those pictures have made the daily decision to lead their own lives first, then lead God's people, all while creating a program that helps people experience God in a new way. They said yes to the journey of church leadership, the very up and down, incredibly frustrating, but fulfilling journey. They have said yes to God and His church day in and day out. They said yes to Elijah's plow, David's shepherding duties, and Paul's tent making. So what have you said yes to? Let me say it plainly. You've said yes to the greatest life available for people like us. You've said yes to the most fulfilling journey with God. You've said yes to leading by example, to loving the unlovable, and to dying to yourself daily. You've said yes to putting others before yourself, even when it doesn't make sense. You've said yes to some lonely nights and some very delicate conversations, and you've taken residence in a glass house. You've said yes to painful correction, to acts of submission, and to credible revelation. You've said yes to the one organization whose walls are hell-proof, according to Jesus. You said yes to the very heart of God. Saying yes to ministry is not just the moment when you accept a volunteer or staff position. You don't just say yes once you've started serving in your church. Saying yes to ministry is a daily occurrence. You have to say yes to the journey back up the mountain when the broken pieces of the 10 Commandments lie at your feet. You have to say yes to an unmanned army of 300. You have to say yes to going back to the city when you feel beaten to a pulp. You have to say yes to being on the clock every minute of every day. You have to say yes to submission after your leader calls you out. You have to say yes to that hospital visit in the middle of the night. You have to say yes to the parking team in the middle of the July. Like Jim Carrey in Yes Man, just say yes, man.